Oh yeah, so yeah, welcome to buzzed astrology video. Usually I do drunk astrology videos, but I realize I can't be drunk because at any moment I'm gonna have to go through the gates of hell where there's nothing but screams, piss, and massive amount of shit. Yeah, I'm afraid. I'm scared. That thing, that call me any second and my life is gone. I have very few minutes here with you guys before it comes. I hear it. I hear it. Oh no, I'm hearing it in the background. Oh, let me finish my one glass. Let me finish my one glass. I don't know. I've had like a glass of wine already. I've had champagne. It's almost midnight. I'm trying to have a little Crown Royal. But wanted to discuss several things today. And the thing is, I just had to. I hear him. I hear him. I had to, just talk about certain things. I haven't kicked back for a long time. Just spoken to you about fatherhood, spoken to you about, how life is, what's happening, and certain things regarding from my last week's video of gemstones. Yes, I'm not going to ask for forgiveness for me shooting this in a undershirt because all of my clothes, okay, no, this is something that people tell you and you don't listen because you think everything's going to be fine and dandy, but everything that I own that can go on my upper body has either vomit, throw ups, spits, and towards the bottom even poop. So that's my life right now. And I'm not, I'm not afraid of it. Because at the end, when you're holding your daughter and sleeping in the bed, in her little bobby pillow, is the best feeling in the world. When you wake up and you see her sleeping in her little bassinet, it is the most awesome feeling where you're like, you know what? I think I can take probably another year of peeing and shitting and crying, because every day you look at them, their face develops, something new happens with their personality. They start to develop their characteristics, and so it's been the most fun ride, but at the same time, my goodness, a very exhausting and tiring ride because my wife, especially my wife, only gets sleep like 2-3 hours. I get sleep maybe 6 hours here and there. Um, One thing I gotta tell you though, if you are gonna become a new parent, is make sure you have a grandma on the side handy. Grandma, my mom, has been a lifesaver for us. Since she came from hospital, my mom has been here, staying in and out, in and out, in and out. And we kind of got spoiled because no matter what, my mom just has this magic touch. She holds her and she's fine. She puts her to sleep in like 2 minutes. Where, we're trying and trying and trying, and after a lot of feeding, then she goes to sleep. Or she will only sleep on my chest. She will not sleep in the swing. She will not sleep in the bassinet if she's, half awake. But if she's on my chest and my chair is slanted, she falls asleep. So that means I can't move. I can't reply to Facebook posts as much, emails as much, can't prepare for my videos as much. But you know what? It's just the greatest feeling that, okay, I have this little baby, my little, child on my chest, and you just go with the flow, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You go with the flow, because right now it's 10 o'clock, and this is probably my 6 o'clock, because I'm not gonna be going to sleep till like 2 a.m. Because from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. she's up. So either if I'm up or my wife's up. So tonight I'm planning to be up because I'm gonna have to edit this video. Hopefully I can edit that. And I'm gonna be, look at that. See, you can hear the monster. It's like Balrog from the ancient world in Lord of the Rings. Like you hear his growl. It's the Balrog, demon of the ancient world. Ah! So yeah. Now let's discuss another thing. My wife and I kind of decided today that we want to move to East Coast within a year and a half. As soon as she's done with her medical school, we want to. Actually, she can transfer her school to East Coast, to Virginia Tech and all that, but we want to move to East Coast. So I'm done with West Coast, man. Because in East Coast, we can afford a really huge house for quarter of the price for a property here that you will get, which will be half the size of the property in East Coast. So just by watching HGTV, she always watches it all day. We just somehow started discussing and we decided that we're going to move to East Coast within a year and a half. And that's where we want to raise Pramila, hopefully our next child, because the educational system in East Coast is pretty much far better than West Coast. If you're not in Palo Alto or Stanford, it's going to be tough to go into an area where you can experience good education, But in East Coast, it's naturally put forth in front of you to have a good education and good intellectual environment. Not even so education, intellectual environment, culture, traveling, history, all of that is in the East Coast. So yeah, I'm excited to move there. But it just gotta be patient, gotta work hard. I got a lot of things coming. I'm doing a photo shoot this week, either on Thursday or on Friday, regarding something big that is going to be released this year by me. And it's going to be one of the coolest covers ever for something. I'm not going to announce it yet until everything is said and done. But yeah. So, another thing I wanted to talk about was the gemstone videos that I made regarding, how gemstones are not used as a remedy for Vedic astrology. And to be honest, there is no remedy in Vedic astrology. There isn't. There just isn't. As much as you want to argue or counter argue, just so you can feel satisfied, because the Rudraksh you're wearing, the gemstones you're wearing, the things that you're flowing in the river are working, you really want to step back quietly. Forget that there's KRSchannel astrology and just step back and look at what you're doing and look at the time you started doing it and see if anything happened. To be honest with yourself. The problem with me is that I wasn't honest with myself. After wearing a gemstone, I used to think that things are happening because of the gemstone. And they weren't. Because the same flow of things was happening when I took off the gemstones. The same flow. Like I didn't notice any difference. The difference was just the fact that I was going through the dasha that I was going through. And all these ups and downs were coming. And in that ups and downs, I wear the gemstones. So if something went up or down, I thought it was gemstones, but it wasn't. Even if I took the gemstones off, the ups and downs were still there. It is psychologically, I don't want to believe that because I've invested so much. I want magic to happen. I want things to get better for me financially, economically. Because at the time that I got into debt because of gemstones, I could barely even afford a shirt, you know. And then I get arguments, on my comments and Facebook that, hey, what about this celebrity who wore gemstones? What about that celebrity who wore gemstones? Shelpa Shetty wore her blue, yellow sapphire and her emerald, and she won the Big Brother show. Amitabh Bachchan, look at him. He wore 2 blue sapphires, opal, and an emerald. And look where he went from KBC to everywhere else. Look at Govinda. He wore this huge yellow sapphire and his career changed. Look at Salman Khan. He wears a turquoise. And the problem is, it's not that you're wrong in saying that to me. The problem is you do not know the other side of this puzzle of how gemstones work or what if they're working. The thing is, all these celebrities that wear gemstones and they go through their, highs and lows. The thing is, if you took the gemstones off, a celebrity who has an agent, a manager, a name built with 1 billion people in India, which is a country of 1 billion people, 3 times more than the United States, when they have a built crowd, they have this guarantee that at one point they're going to get a chance more than all the hundreds and thousands newcomers to try for the film, to try for this show, to try for that show. If they get it, they get it. If they don't, they go. An actor goes for 15 years without a film and then he suddenly gets it. But here's the thing, is that when I did my own research as to why these stories are floating of these actors wearing gemstones and, see, my wife is with her. We don't know what's wrong. She just cries and cries right now. But she's going through her baby phase, like growing pains. But anyway, the thing that I saw is that these celebrities wore gemstones at a time when a certain Mahadasha, when a certain Charadasha, a certain transit or a certain Antradasha started that sparked that fuel of success. Shelpa Shetty, when I looked at her thing and I knew about her gemstone thing, trust me, I was into this way before you guys got into it. Okay, I know exactly what celebrity wears what gemstones. Have you seen Arjun Rampal in Bollywood celebrity? He wears like stones in every 4 of them. I know the whole story behind it. Okay, the thing is, Shelpa Shetty's Charadasha started where her 10th house became suddenly strong. Yet in that same year, coincidentally, or actually 7 months before that, she started spotting her gemstones. Now, if gemstones is, if I give you a Advil or a Tylenol for your headache, it's supposed to work within 15 minutes, not 7 months, okay? Because otherwise it's a waste of money. So when an astrologer says, oh, you need to wear these gemstones for 6-7 months, you have to build this energy for 6-7 months, and then things will happen. In there, most of the time the astrologer is hoping that somehow some Antradasha will come, some Charadasha will come, Shulyavadhyadasha will come, that will change the fate of this person. And in that, they get a good name. Oh yeah, he recommended me these gemstones, I wore this. Within 6 months, my life was here and there, while they don't see what was happening planetary-wise. Amitabh Bachchan got his success because Saturn came back to the 4th house from his birth chart, because Amitabh Bachchan is a Aquarius ascendant with Saturn, his ascendant lord, in the 4th house in the sign of Taurus. Back in 2000, Saturn came back to the sign of Taurus, began aspecting his 10th house of reputation and his ascendant lord, its own house, of his life force. And suddenly he got opportunities. And all you don't need a long period to spark a long-term success. You need the spark that will light up the entire stove. You need the spark that will light up the entire atom bomb. That's what happens. Even with Govinda. Govinda was spotting his, I know all these stories. He was spotting his yellow sapphire for about a year. Within a year, 9 months to a year, he got into that movie called Partner with Salman Khan. Now, he and everybody else wants to relay that success upon the gemstone, and that's fine. Hey, if it's working for you, good. But looking at the dasha, looking at the transit of Jupiter in his chart that was occurring when the opportunity started coming was the reason why they came. If he didn't have the gemstones, doesn't matter. A gemstone is not related to Vedic astrology, bottom line. Okay? There may be some gemstone that is not discovered yet that is supposed to be controlling the planets. Who knows? But right now it's not. So anytime, you want to look at celebrities, because I know in India, everybody's crazy about celebrities like they're here. But the thing is, people who are in the astrological world really feel that, oh my God, because celebrities are treated like gods in India, people think that whatever they're doing must be something special, must be something right, must be something worthwhile spending. Whether they're wearing their shades, their watches, their rings, their jewelry, everybody wants to follow. Like when Amitabh Bachchan had that trend of 2 blue sapphires and an emerald, I saw so many other A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade celebrities started wearing 2 blue sapphires. And that's when you understand the psychology. It's like Wall Street. One person takes their money out of his stock market, like a big investor, then everybody thinks, oh my God, there must be something wrong with this company. Let's take our money out. A person invests his money, huge amount of money in a company, and well-known investor, and everybody's like, okay, let's invest this money. Whether that investor is right or wrong, they don't care. They just like the psychology. Same thing. Nobody knows even what's their Karakamsha, Rudhalagna, Nakshatra, houses. Nobody knows that. Nobody cares for that. They just go to astrologers so they can recommend them gemstones so they can look like Amitabh Bachchan, look like, Aishwarya Rai or Shelpa Shetty. You saw Shah Rukh Khan wearing the band of different gems, and then he took it off because obviously nothing happened with him. It's just all psychology. And remember, when he had this band going, every other actor followed, every other person in regular world followed. I met people in LA who I saw wearing a short t-shirt and had this band of jewelry on him, and I just knew at that time, because at that time I was fading out of this whole remedial thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're watching all these Bollywood celebrities and they want to look like, they put their bands on and all that. So, that's what I want to discuss from the last video, is that it's not the miracle of their gemstones that got them the success. It's a miracle of the transits, Mahadashas, Charadashas. It's the field that they're in. It's like if you're a lawyer and you go through different jobs, sure, you may have 1 month without a job, but if you have had a job before as a lawyer, somebody will give you a chance. Same thing. You have done a good movie that had made a lot of money, and you're going through a downtime. Whether you wear a ring or not, you still have a manager, you still have an agent, and you still have contacts with people, and somebody's like, okay, I'll give you a chance. Let's do this. And that's how it happens. It's not gemstones. It's the experience that they have in the field. It's the transits that are occurring to give them that opportunity. It's that Mahadasha or Charadasha or Antradasha that starts. And that's all it is. And this, folks, is the holy grail of the secret of astrological remedies. And that's it. Okay, so I'm just trying to finish my 3rd glass. And it's not working because when you're exhausted, nothing works. But anyway, I need to attend to my daughter now.